The 1920s. In the years following the First World War,
born Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor on April 21, 1926, she was never destined to become queen. She was the first of only two daughters of Prince Albert and his wife Elizabeth, both referred to as the Duke and Duchess of York. But when Albert's older brother, Edward, decided to depart from tradition and marry American divorcee Wallis Simpson as head of the Anglican Church, he had to abdicate the throne. On May 12, 1937, the same date when Edward was scheduled to be officially installed as king, Albert was crowned, assuming the name King George VI. At the time, Elizabeth II was just 10 years old, but she had become the heir apparent. From then, her life as a sheltered princess was thrust in the spotlight as she became the future monarch of the United Kingdom and all of Great Britain's territories. When World War II broke out in 1940 and thousands of Britons moved away to avoid the bombings, Elizabeth's parents, King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, decided to remain at Windsor Castle with their two daughters, Elizabeth and Margaret. The royal family's official place of business, Buckingham Palace, was bombed on September 13th that year, destroying a huge portion of the building. No one was injured. When she turned 18, Elizabeth joined the military as a driver mechanic so she could help transport aid to people who had been affected by the war. On her 21st birthday, while she was on a tour of South Africa with her parents and her little sister, Princess Margaret, she chose to pledge her life to the throne.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
She went on to marry Philip Mountbatten on November 20th, 1947, when she was still 21. On February 6, 1952, when Princess Elizabeth was on a tour of Africa, her father, King George VI, suddenly died. She was proclaimed queen, and on June 2nd, 1953, she was officially crowned Queen Elizabeth II. Part of the monarch's long list of engagements over her 70-year reign included 2 visits to Belize, first in 1985 and again in 1994. On the occasion of her Diamond Jubilee in March of 2012, Queen Elizabeth II sent her grandson, Prince Harry, to celebrate the occasion. 10 years later, in March of this year, it would be Prince William and his wife Kate who would visit on the occasion of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. On June 5th, the last of several days of festivities to mark her 70th year as monarch, Her Majesty made a surprise appearance on the balcony at Buckingham Palace, despite mobility issues and failing health. Her last engagement occurred last week Tuesday, September 6th, just 2 days before she died. Too frail and weak to travel to Buckingham Palace to receive Britain's new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, the Queen had the Prime Minister travel the 170 miles to Balmoral, where she was received for the official introduction. The following day, her health began to deteriorate, and her children were advised to visit her. Queen Elizabeth II passed away at Balmoral in Scotland, her summer retreat. Her body has since been escorted to Edinburgh. She will be laid to rest on September 18th beside her husband in St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.